cool. Hi. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulties going in, but we're here now and we're ready to go. Hello, welcome to What's the Damage, companion show to the incredibly well-known and popular D&D show Roll for Damage, now legally a Class 1 controlled substance. Last Friday, our heroes talked a lot about drugs and investigated some drugs and wandered around trying to buy drugs and took some drugs and had a wild night with the aid of drugs. It was a very drug-centric episode. We're all more or less sober here on Tuesday, but honestly, I kind of feel like I should have done some shrooms or something in preparation for talking about this episode. Are drugs the answer? We'll be discussing that today. Then afterwards, we'll be talking about play styles, what they mean, how they mesh with each other, how they inform roleplay and plots, and much more. As always, stick around after the stream for links and resources. I'm your host, Truth Venson, and this is What's the Damage? Welcome back. So I'm here today with our three musketeers, three troublemakers. The boys are back in town. Two of them got really high. I'm here with Tick, who plays Sinric, the lone voice of reason in the group. I'm here with Caleel, who plays the wonderful Baltaim. I'm here with Jay, who plays the ever entertaining Dobby, who fought a demon flower. I think. Okay, anyway, what's the damage, guys? You did a lot of investigating, a lot of talking to drug dealers, and also some drugs yourself. How are you
Were there
feeling?
drugs in this episode? I don't recall drugs being.
Oh, I'll call any drugs.
I went to sleep. I don't remember what happened after that or during that.
Nothing happened. Good sleep. You all woke up feeling refreshed.
That happens, sometimes you have your
crap,
dreams.
See, sometimes you wake up and you feel like shit. It's just life.
Like someone's watching you.
Yeah.
Somebody's eating your dreams. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Jay, it's been a while since you were on. And Dobby's had such an exciting few sessions, somewhat vindicating sessions. You're finally getting involved in the underground. Is Dobby relieved to finally be in his element?
Dobby just doesn't really get the chance to show the group how essential he is. Since like people might think we're more of a democratic group, but at the end of the day, Dobby Pons is the motherfucking boss.
Dictatorship.
He's the leader, and he's got to take the risks.
Right.
He's got to take the risks that no one else can do.
Strong hand, strong will.
Strong hands, really big hands.
Sleeping in an alley to see if there's thieves about.
Yeah, but shits and giggles aside, this felt really good. And especially it went fairly good in my way because I thought I was really gonna shit the bed like I usually do with my rolls, and the D&D gods fucking hating me. But it was decent.
Yeah, you got to have some fun conversations with certain drug dealers. Yeah, so since we haven't really had a chance to check in recently, and this has been like a lot of things have happened to Dobby specifically, can you tell us a bit how Dobby's been processing everything that's happened, specifically how he's feeling now that we know someone he has a lot of history with, Butcher, is heavily involved in the next leg of the plot?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, uh, he has gone into full conspiracy mode, such as myself currently here. Um,
Oh, your
and
conspiracy booklet?
yeah, no, it's just full.
Can you hold it up so we can
Oh,
see a little
yeah,
bit?
there you go.
No, can we see the
Yeah.
inside?
No,
It's all a secret.
Classified.
I have too many. I have too many like things here. It's insanity, man. But yeah,
I
it's
feel
like
you. I feel you.
yeah, it's like I'm trying to get as best as possible, and like
Beautiful.
notes and highlights, and it's
Gorgeous.
just yeah, man. It's all over the place, and it's really intriguing. Like I always like mysteries, and Serenity does really really good mysteries. And I try to think it like a normal person, but then I forget that we're in magical land and nothing makes fucking sense. So then I'm constantly going back to like, yo, this isn't weird enough. Okay, this makes too much sense. So yeah, he's gone into full conspiracy mode, and a lot of the shit he's thinking about, if he were to say it out in the open, they would like, okay, do we need to commit Dobby? Like, does he need to go into an asylum or something? Because he is
The
talking
bag for the halfling.
that crazy shit, man. I feel like Cinema could just put him in a bag and just like, shh, go to sleep now, Dobby. You know,
Take a nap for a few
take a
sessions.
nap for a while,
Drink some
man.
whiskey. Drink some whiskey.
There you go. You know, he just kind of just pours it in my mouth. No, no, and then I just fall asleep, and he's just carrying me like a baby.
Aw.
Yeah,
What? Put Dobby in a little like baby Bjorn.
yeah,
You
dude.
can just cut some holes in the sack for your legs
There you
and your
go.
arms.
You know, it's like
You
one
can
of
make a
those like
backpack yet.
front baby things. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Baby
Oh,
holster.
that'd be so awesome. But yeah, no, and that's cool. And then like he's also kind of in a weird place right now because he's you know he's learned some information about someone he really cared about that he thought was dead, but they're not. And you know he's sad and then he's angry and then he's happy and then he's like, yo, what the fuck? Okay, Arathis is telling me this shit. Is she fucking with me because she knows I don't fuck with gods, or she's telling me the truth because she secretly has a crush on Dobby Pons?
Yes,
That
Arathis,
makes the most sense.
married to Melora, definitely have a crush on you, though. She's trying to get some beats,
Hey,
get
man,
some numbers.
you know,
Yeah.
speed dial.
Amazing. Dobby
Oh, man.
becomes the consort of a god. This is endgame.
I'm done.
Amazing. Cool. Okay, so yeah, big episode for Dobby and everyone else. So I am curious. So when Dobby was setting up this little meeting, like impersonating himself from the past, essentially being like, "Hey, I work with Butcher. I want to do a deal with you." If this and your plan, I think, was to essentially have Sinric or Ball or Quinn or somebody tall impersonate Butcher. If in the universe where the party went along with this plan, how do you see it going?
Oh, I
I was
see it.
kind of sad that you did do this.
Yeah, no, I really
It's
wanted
possible.
to do this as
You
best as
still might, I
possible.
think. You think you
Still
still have a
possible.
chance to do it, but
Yeah, no. I thought. I mean, I know like they already saw Ball, so that's kind of maybe an outie, but like maybe Quinn and then just like or Sinric, and then just not have them talk, and then I just do all the talking as best as possible and not try to fuck anything up, you know, and then just
yeah.
have them in like a really dark looking cloak and everything, you know, so they don't really see their face.
Mysterious.
Hey, that's what you just got to do, man. Okay, and then just wing everything because plans, from what Dobby's learned, plans go to shit. So you just got to pull everything out of your ass. That's where the real mental juices start flowing. Okay.
Moral of the
Uh,
story, just fucking improvise.
improvise everything.
Improvise. Awesome. Yeah, so honestly, it was such a joy watching you guys try to figure out how to approach a drug dealer. So Baltayan, you had a nice walk with Oriana. Did you have fun?
I think Baltimore was just more confused than anything. He just was like, I don't. like literally the last two times, previous times he's like bought drugs on stream. He's like, "Oh, you have drugs? Can I have them? Like,
Hmm.
how much gold do you want for them?" He's just like, "Yeah, I mean, this is like gold. There you go." And so he's
It's
kind of
pretty straightforward.
confused. Yeah, he's kind of confused the like the
Did a
runaround.
very
He's just yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for? Circuitous path to drugs.
Yeah, so he's kind of just like I guess he's like, oh, these people are smarter than me, so I guess they know something about this more than I do, so I'm just gonna go with this and I'm just gonna go like he's like, I guess I'm buying drugs wrong, I guess. So he's like, oh, let's figure out how this is working and try to get this rundown, try to see who we can meet with to get this to see if they know anything about Callahan. Um, so he's just kind of more confused, but he was, he was there for just support, make sure that nothing went down. If there was something, dangerous, he'd be able to step in, help out the best he could.
Yeah, I feel like you guys just spend like an inordinate amount of time in alleys trying to talk to drug dealers.
Hey,
Uh,
sometimes you want your campaign to go some ways, and then other times your players just keep buying drugs.
you know. Good times. Anyway, how was Cynric's day? You got to sit on a bench and be the voice of reason among many voices advocating for shenanigans.
It's Cedric is kind of like right in the middle of everyone as far as like views on everything. It's like, you want to go get high and buy drugs, great, you go do you. You want to go save this one person that made a stupid decision, that is stupid, but you go do you. So I mean, it was at that point where literally you're just smack in the middle, and it's like, what do I do? I'm just gonna go sit there and do nothing until everyone figures out what they want to do.
And Rick's like that dad that's like he's understanding. He wants to support you and will support you, but he's just like, I'm disappointed in what you're doing. I just want you to know that, but like I'm still here. But you can go ahead and do that. But whatever.
Love you,
Yeah,
but
like
I'm
I know
disappointed.
what you're about to do is stupid,
Stupid,
but you need to learn if
yeah.
you're ever gonna grow.
Yeah, that, and I was hoping Quinn played dice and tried to steal some gold from him. But hey,
Good
Get rich.
times.
yeah,
Good times.
try to put some of those proficiencies to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sinric seemed more concerned with like your mission in the desert. Is Sinric just like really eager to go and get the slightly more pressing things done rather than stick around town?
Well, part of it is the fact that I guess from the whole vision thing, I mean, he was kind of asked to keep everyone grouped together and, keep everyone kind of, I guess, defended. And when everyone is in a city, that's like everyone does their own crap. So it's like herding cats. So it's like, at least if we're on the road and traveling, we're all together. Everyone can be watched easily. But in a city, it's like, okay, where did Timmy go? Okay, we found Timmy. Where did this one go?
It's like, Orion's down an alley again. What's she doing?
So it's like
Ball and Dolly buy more drugs. Okay.
it's almost like a chaperone on a field trip.
Yeah.
Good way to put it. I'm kind of like visualizing Sinric now as a very friendly sheepdog.
I can see that.
Trying to hurt everybody.
Come on.
So
Come on, let's go.
And he's just waiting for a happy hour. He's just like, I just want to get a drink, just go to bed. Like, come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I didn't even get to go to bed. How sad. Anyway, speaking of this, Dobby and Baltaim, how was your trip?
Oh, dude. One word? Enlightening.
Mm-hmm.
beware those flowers.
No,
Beware the flower.
beware the flowers, man. Like, that's a secret I didn't want to tell anybody, but yeah, Dobby's terribly scared of flowers, dude.
Yeah.
He's terrified.
He's also allergic to pants, apparently. So.
Exactly. That's the second time he's just taken off. Actually, third time he's taken off pants, dude. He's just like not giving a fuck about
At
pants.
least the third, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, God.
I
It
mean,
happens pretty regularly. I mean, clothes are optional, I guess.
Hey, man. I mean, that's got to tell you about me. Like, I don't like pants.
No.
Dobby's not gonna like pants.
So it's a little bit of the player seeping
Exactly.
through.
Just
Yeah.
melding in, man.
Mhm.
I think both teams had a. I mean, maybe not fun. I don't know. I don't think he experienced fun as other people experience fun. Like he's just like, oh, that's something I haven't had before, done that before. Neat. Okay, I might try that again. Might not. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
after he woke up, he's probably like, probably not. Probably won't try that one again.
Probably won't,
This has been an experience.
Yeah, he's like, okay, all right. I
Mm,
felt
He'd be
that.
more of like a knowledge seeker at that point.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's just like, oh, this is something I've never done before.
Yeah,
All right,
no.
let's try it.
Yeah, no. Dobby's just one of those. I think like Ball too. Like we just do everything at least once, if possible. You know. Seekers of new experience, dude.
Yeah,
Ball
Sure.
seems like the type of person, he would have been the scientist that discovered bears are aggressive by going and poking it.
exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And getting mauled.
I
Yeah.
imagine Ball Team as like the bass player of like a pop band or like a rock band. He's not super flashy. He gets some shit, but like if you don't ever pay attention to him, you're like, oh yeah, he did do like have a DUI like that one time. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
what the fuck? And like, but you're like so focused on like the main singer or like the guitarist, you're just like,
Uh-huh.
oh, the bass player is kind of like fuck too. Like that's wow, yeah, all right, yeah, okay,
What you're saying is you need to lose an arm to make an impression.
yeah, essentially. I have time. He's young. Time to
Yeah,
lose arms.
exactly.
So
Now Ball
like,
Team's
if we
low-key
were a
getting in
band-
trouble.
So okay, so if you're the bass player in the band, right? So then does that make like Sinric the drummer and then like
Yeah,
am I
Sarah's
the
definitely a drummer. You're
Okay, and then
definitely the singer. You're the lead
okay, cool. Yeah.
I feel like Orion is the singer, but she's not that good at it.
I think that's the
man.
ultimate joke
Right.
so far of the series.
Jake's not here to defend himself. I'm sorry.
I can hear him screaming in the distance.
Yeah, me too. Oh, echoing. Anyway, yeah, he was very mad at me last night too because I was making fun of him. Anyway,
I'm waiting for the Discord notifications.
okay, actually, I'm curious about this. So, if Ball is the bass player, Quinn is the drummer, Ori's the bad singer, what's everybody else? Is Dobby also the singer? You dual singers.
Dobby's the lead singer. Okay, Oriana's like Haley Williams. She's like she's like the face of like the group is
Mhm.
like and kind of glows around it, and she's like she's basically like, oh, there's a band behind Paramore, right? I forgot. And
right.
then
So she's like the front and center on the posters.
right. And then Perry is kind of like she's like I feel like Perry is like stage manager.
It's the triangle,
He's-
dude. Or the keyboard.
Like no, like she's like consistent to make sure we get to A to B, but she's
No,
like
she'd be lead
Yeah.
guitar.
She'd be lead guitar.
Yeah, she'd be lead
Okay.
guitar.
I thought Quinn would be lead guitar.
I thought we said
No,
we said Quinn
Sin-
was the drummer, didn't we?
I thought Cindric was the drummer.
Sarah's the
Yeah.
drummer.
Yeah.
Double
I feel like
drummers.
I feel like
Double
Perry-
drummers. Okay, this is
Double
crazy. Okay, Truth.
gotta
This
be
is,
piano.
what type of band is this?
Fucking
Okay.
punk, yo.
We're like a.
Pop
Why can't we make it a
pop-
ska
pop
band,
punk.
you know?
Yeah.
We'll throw some horns in there.
Yeah. Simric's like, yeah, Simric can be the tuba.
Get an accordion.
Okay.
Trombonist.
Yeah.
Trombone. Yes. Oh my god. I love bands that have like an unexpected instrument.
Oh God, I'm done, dude.
Anyway, we're off
We are
topic.
being
We're off
yelled
topic.
at in Twitch chat.
Yes, we are.
Just
Yeah,
for the-
Discord too.
Yeah. Just for the viewers out there.
No regrets. Anyway, back to the actual topic of the show. I want to ask you sort of an out of character question. Is it fun playing characters that are getting super high? How fun is it?
Sorry for answering so quick, but yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's fun in its own way because it's just like, oh, yeah, my character's getting into some shit, and you always want your character to get into some shit, but yeah, yeah, man, hey, Serenity makes it fun, man, because I know some DMs out there would just be like, oh yeah, it's a bad fucking trip, okay, you're tripping your fucking balls off, okay? You're never the same, okay? You wake up, you got a Twitch now.
Yeah.
You're just twitching all over the place.
Jesus.
And I'm like, oh, that's fucked.
Honestly, I think
Especially when you try to attack.
Quinn.
Oh god.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh
No,
no,
so-
I was just making a quip.
But you didn't get to finish your quip.
I did.
Finish your quip.
He said,
did.
"Oh yeah, if I'm twitching and I try to attack, it's just gonna be a disadvantage."
Yeah.
You know?
It's true. Anyway, I was saying, I think Quinn fucking with you two really pushed that scene
Yeah, it
over
really-
the top.
Yeah, dude.
It really added,
That
which
was
is
really
why
great.
I was so like happy that there was no other rooms. I wanted. It's never fun being that sober friend. I've been that sober friend
I've also been that
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've been that drunk or high friend for a lot of people too. I try to not be an asshole and I be complacent. Make sure I'm not being too much of an asshole. But sometimes it just sucks being that drunk, that sober friend for the drunk people, and you're just like, oh my god, these fucking assholes. And so I was really hoping either Quinn or Cynric would stay in the room so we just be I didn't think we were gonna get in trouble, but just make sure we didn't get in trouble, and also just like that dynamic of like, oh, the sober friend and then the drunk friend, like that's always a fun dynamic to like see.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, I thought we were totally gonna get into some shit like once we jumped out.
When
of
you
that
went out the
goddamn
window, I was like,
dude.
oh no,
Dude,
Oh,
and
no.
I was thinking we're on the second floor too, dude. I was like, oh shit, we on the second floor, man. You know what? Fuck, I'm jumping out this motherfucking window.
And I was like,
and-
I'm like, if he jumps out, I'm gonna jump out with
I'm
him.
going out with him, you know.
Great.
It's like if your friend jumps off the bridge, are you jumping after him? Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, of
Both
course.
of them absolutely would.
You can't let someone have
As
fun
long as it's
without
not
you.
too tall of a building,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
Now he's like, I'll figure
I
it out.
mean, if you're a higher enough character, you can take that fall damage.
Yeah,
It's
he's like, I'll
fine.
figure it out.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
no, but I thought we were gonna get into some hangover type shenanigans, man.
Oh
But,
yeah.
dude, that's what I was totally thinking. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be funny. This is
I
gonna
was
be crazy, man.
because I was like, I'm gonna push the dance club just a little bit, just see
Yeah,
what
let's
happens.
go to the dance club. I was
See what
really
happens.
hoping we could go to the dance club, dude. And I
But
was like,
I'm
yeah, we
glad
just
nothing
Still got time
happened
in the city.
terribly.
we just hop
Yeah.
in and we're just high on these drugs. We're like, hi bitches, we're high as fuck.
Oh,
Yo.
God.
Let's have a good time.
Wake up, you have a needle in the back of your neck, just like
yeah,
what
we're just like,
happened?
oh, we're both like just,
Scar across your
yeah.
side.
yeah, I got a tattoo like on my back that says juicy.
Yeah.
Waking up with a chicken next to you and a severed hand.
Yeah, Boltaim, he's just in a haystack and he's
Somehow
like,
I have your like shirt on, like super.
yeah, you're
tight,
wearing my
though.
clothes,
Yeah.
and then I'm
What
wearing
the hell?
nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought this was gonna
Dobby's
end up
pants like on your head like a hat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was some great shit. Anyway, so Cynric very determinedly avoided all the shenanigans. Does is he like regretting sleeping in a chair? Or is he like, it was worth the exhaustion point?
To give them the opportunity to do that unimpeded, yeah, it was worth it out of character. In character, it's that's definitely a Murtaugh moment.
Yeah. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yep.
He's like, yo, should Dobby be too old for this, And he's like Dobby's.
But you're
old as
also a
fuck.
halfling.
You got
so
a
Yeah,
young
halflings
spirit.
live for a bit.
you're
Yeah.
different. Yeah. I mean, as a human, I'm literally almost right at the half point of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The approach of middle age. Anyway, so Demon Flower is going to come and kill you guys at some point, I assume. And there's something weird going on with your dreams, and I'm very excited to find out what's up with all of that.
Dude, I mean, yeah, when Oriana said like there was hints of magic with this whole drug thing, and I was like, oh shit, like, is this some like mind opening? Like this drug opens your mind? Does it open
The
it and
Matrix
becomes
shit?
susceptible to like
You see into
outside
the ethereal
forces?
plane, yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, yo, we got literally mind fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Our resident cleric has a theory, and I like it. It's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna let him think that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like where he's going with that. But
Mhm.
I'm into it. I'm into this like weird like Neo like Inception, like your dreams are being watched. You don't remember like what you dreamed, or you didn't dream anything really, but you just feel like things watching you.
Yo, dude, that'd be super sick if this turned into like a whole like a real Inception type thing.
Yeah.
Like we all do the drug and then like we come to this communal like mind
Like
space
dream.
thing. We gotta
Yeah.
fight this like mind space creature in mind
Yeah.
space. I'm
It's
saying
like-
mind
it's like-
space too
it's
many
like a creature.
times. You understand what I
Space.
mean? Yeah, mind space. Someone makes that a show. You know?
But even with like the visions of the god, that's kind of been like an ongoing prevalent theme, even with all of us, is having that subconscious space to interact with things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in this world, there's no boundary between like gods and this world. Like if they like Arafis was like, hey, I'm in your bedroom, like you're fucking up. You're not following the clues close enough that I put you on the path to follow. You are being stubborn. I will allow you to be stubborn. You're able to do that, but I want you to be happy. This is what I would like for you to consider. If you don't, that's fine. But I'm interested to see what you do with so as you will. So it's kind of like that interesting.
Get off my dick, God.
Jeez. Yeah.
Want me to be happy? It's bullshit.
Voice of God coming in right now. Amazing. I'm very excited to see where all this goes. What's my next question? I completely forgot. Okay. So after all of that, so Sinric, back to you. He advocated pretty strongly for handing this case off to the guards and just kind of moving on. Do you guys think that's the right approach to this? Just to be like, here's the information we have. We need to go do other more important world ending stuff.
As a player or as a character?
Whichever.
So as a player, that's probably not the right course of action.
Oh, yeah.
Most likely, definitely not the right course of action.
As Baltaim is very easily convinced to be like, oh yeah, sure, we can get the fuck out of here. Like he was one of the people that wasn't too interested. He thought we were gonna talk about it before we agreed to it, but he was like, I guess Perry, Quinn, and Ori wanted to do this, so I guess we're kind of doing this. I guess so. He's like, I mean, as long as we're not taking forever doing this, he's like, I mean, these people that I'm trusting and have learned to like appreciate who they are, yeah, sure, this is what this seems important to them. Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and go along with this. But if Sarah was like, hey, guys, it's been 7 days, let's get the fuck out of here. He's like, oh yeah, that's pretty valid. Yeah, let's go.
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, you guys go.
I was just gonna say, looking at it from a neutral perspective, I mean, you're looking at one person that did something silly and now they're missing. That's not the end of the world,
right?
Even though it's the end of someone's world,
right?
I mean, yeah, and I'm not playing a good character, so I mean,
and I think this is we're all not good characters.
Boys. Yeah,
we're all susceptible to do something good because it values what we need to accomplish. But I think pretty much if we all three were like, hey, let's get the fuck out of here, I'm pretty sure they'll be like, Dolly's probably like, oh, but the gold, and like, oh, we'll get gold later. They're like, all right, yes, right, let's go.
Well, yeah, to add on to that, the gold, but like the way Dobby was actually raised, he was always raised to kind of like finish the job, if you take a job, finish the job. I mean, that's how he, by the man that raised him,
That's a fair outlook. I mean, I would say at this point, I mean, I've gone through a phase of being structured as far as like lawful and what, how to approach the situation. And, groups like this are bad and should be brought to the full extent of the law, to the point where it's like, okay, they're going to operate in this way. And if I stay over here, I'm irrelevant. So yeah, the view has definitely changed as far as getting older. And it's like, at this point, again, one person made a mistake and we got sucked into the situation because everyone wanted to help.
Yeah, in their own way. I mean, mostly, you have, the more positive inclined individuals of the party are like, oh, we need to help this person because his life is in danger, and we're the shields of Twilight. And
I'll say this: there was no voice against what was happening.
No, exactly.
There were 4 people for it, and there were 2 people that were just
apathetic to it.
Okay, you're gonna do this. Let's go.
Yeah, but like now that we know an individual's like life could be in danger, it might be harder for some party members than others.
Right.
I mean, it just literally depends on the situation and how it comes.
Because even though we're not good, I doubt that any one of us, if there's someone right next to us and they're like, I need help, I'm dying, we're gonna be like, no, fuck off.
Yeah, you're not evil. You're not the evil boys.
Unless Dobby, I mean, honestly, unless Dobby's getting fucking paid, he's not doing shit. Okay.
That's fair.
Real neutral. Yeah, and I mean, I think right at the end of the episode, Oriana possibly got herself recruited into whatever the criminal organization is, so that may also maybe have to stay in town for a little while.
That's gonna be a combo.
Man. I mean, I hope she talks to like us about it, especially Dobby.
Yeah,
because like she doesn't.
I mean, Dobby's worked.
We're probably her best bet to have.
Yeah, actually, Paul and Dobby have probably worked with individuals like this, and sometimes they tell the truth, other times they jerk you around, and then like there's a third time where they backstab you. It's like, oh, I got what I want. Yeah, no, you get shanked in the face.
What's going to be funny is when we find out these are 2 separate organizations.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh crap.
Well, no, that's what Oriana's thinking right now. She's thinking, oh, this is another group. They can get information onto this group of people that are making the drugs.
Right.
I think it's funny. Like, what if they're like the same
guy,
and they just like, oh, okay, you want to know something? Yeah, we're making the drugs. You're dead now.
Yeah.
No, too
much. We're making the drugs. We stole the kid.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It was us.
Shank.
Surprise.
Awesome.
And that's where I made the comment. It's like, okay, we're going to go through at Dobby's plan. And, it's like, yeah, this is Butcher. And then surprise, Butcher's like there on the other side.
No, the guy said, he said like, yo, I don't know anybody by the name of Butcher. And I'm just like I really wish I would have incited that. I didn't. So
we
could have been straight up lying.
Together now.
Yeah.
I see.
Which would be very bad for Dobby.
Yeah.
It's like funny how that just happens again.
But drugs aren't really Butcher's thing. So he's like,
yeah. We're probably okay. Probably
okay. It'll be fine. We'll find. I mean, we'll find out next week.
A means to an end. I mean, you never know. I guess we'll find out next week.
I'm not scared right now.
Awesome. Anyway, so that's our halfway mark, which means we're going to move on to our topic for the day, which is playstyles. And this time we're starting with a game. Are you guys excited?
Okay.
Excited for the game? Awesome. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So we are going to go around. I'm going to name one of you one at a time. And when I name you, the other 2 guests need to describe the person who I named. They need to describe their play style in their own words. The person being described cannot say shit until the end.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we'll get to see how close everyone's impressions are. So, You guys ready? You guys get the game?
All right.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna.
Jay looks confused.
Okay. So you're gonna talk to the guy, and the guy gives the description.
No, I'm gonna say. Okay. We're just going to start. So I'm going to, I say Sinric. Now you, Jay, and you, Caleel, describe Sinric's play style. Sinric, don't say anything.
Oh, okay, cool. Boom.
He'll say if he thinks that's accurate of him.
At the end.
Right. Okay.
Go.
Okay. Sinric's like a silent killer, or like Tickle. He's like a silent killer. I played another game with him. He's never like you might not think he's like paying attention too much, and like he might be super involved in like whatever's going on, but like he'll just have like 1 or 2 things where he'll do something or he'll say something that's like, yo, he's like fucking like
that will straight up
right
catch
now.
you
You're just like wait,
yeah,
you're just like whoa, wait, where did that come from?
See, it's the face, man. It's the round face. He's like a young Santa Claus, but deep down that young Santa Claus. Okay, there's a Krampus, and he's waiting to eat your children.
You mean a Krampus? What's
Exactly.
a Krampus?
Krampus is all the same individual.
I mean, I actually have feet. I mean, if that's a thing, so I don't have hooves.
Tick, you can't talk.
You can't talk.
Sorry.
Okay. God.
Unless you guys are done, in which case, yes, Tick, you can talk.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Tick, how do you think their impressions are? Are they accurate? Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm way too observant about everything I hear. So I'd say that's pretty accurate. And then I act on stuff that I heard, like, just kind of,
Okay, awesome. We have our first playstyle of the show, Tick, the silent killer. Okay, next is Caleel. Caleel, don't say shit. Other two, describe Kaleel's playstyle.
Ooh, I feel Caleel doesn't give a shit. He sees a situation and it's like, oh, we got A, we got B, here's motherfucking C. I'm going in this and I'm gonna start slashing people. Okay, you get a decapitation. You get a decapitation. Okay,
it's usually not violent just for violent. It's usually, okay, what can I do to learn the most? And that's not just ball, but even in like other games, it's like, what can I do to learn the most?
So inquisitive slasher.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, are we agreed on inquisitive slasher?
Yeah, would that be close to like an inquisitor?
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe.
I'm done.
Oh my God. Caleel, how do you feel about that?
I'd say that's pretty on spot. I feel like I do pay attention to a lot of things, and then like I'm just like, all right, like I don't know how I'll respond. I'm like, well, how would this character respond? I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going in. Fuck it. Like for ball playing especially, that play style is definitely a bit more forward for me. Because I do have that more of that like ADHD, like, no, let's just do it. But I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I always try to do something to like see what I can find out, and then like, oh, okay, that's happened. I'm gonna do this then. So I think that's pretty accurate.
Neat. Okay, last but not least, Jay. Shut the fuck up. Other two, describe Jay.
Okay,
Chaos.
Jay, not give a fuck either. Jay
Pure
is
chaos.
chaos incarnate. He is like oh my gosh, like he's like a crazy scientist. Like he'll just do something that you're just like, no way anyone like sane has thought about doing this or like thought the processes out to do this. And he's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do that. And it's like, yeah, all right, yeah, let's just do that.
I think he actively identifies the best course of action to take
chaos.
very quick, and then
Yes.
just does like the polar opposite of that.
Yes. I think he's very aware of, and like acutely aware of like the situation, and like I think in the Southern way, kind of like what I do. He's very like inquisitive of like, this is what I know, what I'm thinking, but this is how this character will do, and I'm just gonna do it because this is a character, and I'm just gonna be unbridledly this character.
Yeah, it's definitely very chaotic. He would be the definition of true
embodies chaos.
Yes.
Cool. Jay, how do you feel about that?
Chaos, baby. No. Yeah. No. I mean, they got it like half right. Like I am about the more chaotic direction. But I am very unacquisitive. It's more like it's like I don't even think about it. It's all an illusion, man. We're in Westworld, baby. Okay. I'm just like in my character so deep sometimes where I'm just like, okay, this is what I know. I'm very confused. I have no idea what's going on. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm channeling my inner Peter Venkman, Bill Murray, motherfuckers. Like I'm just going in, and I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, I roll at least good enough to survive.
I mean, so far you have.
For now, okay.
I mean,
for now.
I had you pegged as the first one to die because of something stupid.
Oh, dude. Everyone in the party says Dobby's the first one that's gonna die. Okay.
And what happens?
Exactly. Sinric. Okay, if this continues how the way it is, Dobby's gonna be the last fucking PC to die,
my
man.
God.
It's gonna be a whole different party, and if Dobby's the only original
It's just
character,
Dobby.
and
No,
he's
it's
just
like,
like, okay, yo, I'm the boss.
all
Okay,
my
everyone
friends
listen to
died.
me. Everyone
Here's the
died,
beginning.
but me. Okay, I've been
I mean,
umero nuno.
the final scene of
What?
this campaign is going to be like everyone dead on the ground and Dobby just whistling
Amazing.
and cleaning his naked lady blades as he's
Yeah.
walking away.
I mean, honestly, like we all know that the D&D gods favor pure chaos and shenanigans. So not against the question. Okay, so we've got Jay, who is instinctual chaos, is what I'm hearing. We've got Caleel, who is like half violence and half inquisitive, a thinking killer, and then Tick, the silent killer, silent
I'm
stalker.
Hannibal Lecter.
Shit, we're the Chaos Boys.
Brains.
The Chaos Boys. Okay,
Chaos
so
Boys.
we sort of just made up categories for playstyles as we're going. But when we say playstyles, just like as people talking about D&D, what exactly do we mean by that term?
I think that just refers to how a person like portrays their character, like, you know, trying to get into the headspace of that particular character and then try to literally like think and do like they would do. You know, you're playing as that person. I mean, I think it's kind of a literal translation.
I think that's how I understand it, but I've talked to people and they're like, like sword and board, like that's a play style, like
Mhm.
magic, long range, like that's like I've talked to people. I'm more thinking about that as I guess builds than play styles, but like I've heard people, interchange that. So, but yeah, I think more when I hear someone say play styles, it's more like how do you play your character? How do you do like all the things that aren't necessarily on the sheet, in the game.
If this were like an MMO, I would agree with Caleel being like
Mhm.
sword and board, being a
Yeah.
play style, tanking, healing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
In my kind of sense of it, in like especially like in D&D, it's a combination of like both. You have all these little pieces. You got class, you got background, you got a backstory, you got how you incorporate all those things into your character, and then try to incorporate how they would act in certain situations, man. And it's a little daunting, but like I say and everything, it's always you'll play it out how you want to play it. I mean, sometimes away from you, but understand you can always reel that character back into it,
Mhm.
into the things you want to do. It's kind of hard to keep it in a cookie cutter kind of format. Everyone's different, especially in certain situations. You can play very one point, you're this, oh, I don't give a fuck mercenary, and then the next, there's something that your characters experienced firsthand, and then they kind of had this change of heart of like, oh, this person, they lost their parents,
Mhm.
I also lost my parents, I need to protect this child. And it's crazy, man. I just say
Amazing.
like, yeah, play styles is what you want it to be.
Interesting. The way I see playstyle, I think I see it a little bit different from you guys. I see it as something that's meta. Like it's not character driven or plot driven at all. It's something inherent to the player. So like I think that a play style is kind of just like what a person wants from D&D. Like so play style will be consistent from character to character. It's not like you can shift it obviously depending on what kind of game you're playing. But I know that like my play style, I'm not sure how to describe it. Attention whore. I know my play style is consistent no matter what game I'm playing in. I always make a character who will find a way to be the center of attention. But in different ways, obviously, depending on the character. Thoughts?
I understand what you're coming from. I just that I think for me, I don't think I've thought about it that way because like I've never like had similar characters. Like I can have like two characters that are same class and same
Mhm.
stuff and all that, but I've never like they're not
Yeah, no, that's
I
not what I
played
mean.
them
Like I
very
have
differently.
incredible dichotomy of characters, but
Yeah.
because I Truth like to
Right.
talk a lot, I'm always talking.
Yeah, and I think that's I think I have characters that I have characters that like still talk a lot, and I have characters that's like they're like super quiet and reserved. So I think that might be I understand like I've heard that before, but I think I've just never connected with that because I've had that I guess I've more sat into that like role of the character more. Because I
Yo,
guess it could be a playstyle of more RP playstyle.
yeah, no, Truth, you've way opened my eyes. Like I'm thinking back and like a lot of my characters, they're all different.
Veteran.
They are very dysfunctional characters.
Mm-hmm.
But
that could be the role it fulfills, though.
well, yeah.
Okay, but
that's
I'm gonna say like Peter and Dobby,
yeah,
entirely different characters,
entirely
chaos
different characters.
factors. They're
Yeah.
both chaos factors.
Exactly, and that's what I'm going into. It's like Peter is very so stern, right? But then me myself, I'll think of something really funny, and then I'll say it into that character's kind of
That's
personality.
in character too,
And
but
yeah, and it hits, and I'm just like I'm always me a player. I will always try to find something to say that's I at least think it's funny, but I'll always try to incorporate it into the overall character's like miasma, if you get me.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it makes 100% sense. I mean, all of the characters I play tend to avoid spotlight and try to operate from the sidelines.
We're the opposite.
Yeah, I'm just in the middle. Sometimes I attention to horror, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, so I think your playstyle would be something deeper than probably, I don't know, maybe your inquisitive nature.
Or my violent nature.
I only know one of your characters, so I can't say for sure. Awesome.
I think you only know one of your characters right now. I mean, do you even know your Sunday character? Or is that book like getting the better of you yet?
Hey. I'm not violent. Oof. I'm still chill, man. I'm so chill.
And that went over my head. I don't know shit about Sunday. Naira does the stream. Hi, stream. Are you enjoying all this? I love when we talk about stuff that they have no idea about. Anyway, in jokes. Anyway, so I want to ask next. Okay, so using my definition of playstyles, which is kind of just like what a person, which I think is the more common definition of playstyles. Like if you look up playstyle, you'll get like a bunch of like a list of different categories of people, which is kind of what we did at the beginning during the game, where we kind of all tried to condense what you want or what you do in D&D, what you want from D&D into like a little 2 or 3 word phrase. So knowing this, is it fine for a party to have like completely different play styles and because I think with the Friday game, like you all have pretty different play styles. You do mostly manage to mesh as a party, or like you make logical sense as a party at least. But if people have completely different things that they want from D&D, like some people want to fight and just fight and not really talk. Some people want to get really into NPCs. Some people really want to do puzzles. Like, can you make a cohesive party out of that?
I think you can. I think this is the sucky part about it. It's kind of on the DM to like have that like it was on the players to make sure that you're trying to like build, the connections to make sure you don't like have this super fractured party. But it's kind of on the DM to make sure like I know this person likes this thing a little bit more. I'll put like a little bit of this in there for them to get hooked onto something in the game. Or I put like a little bit more combat at this point because I know someone if they're not fighting they're just like they're out. But it's kind of it's kind of a little bit on the DM. It's a little bit on the player to like make sure like you understand this is a communicative game. You have to work together with people. And if this is not your bag, that's fine. There might be someone else's bag. Be respectful, like that's their thing, and let them, do their thing out and try to help them with that because you might like appreciate something that they understand that they like about it and might learn a little bit more. You might not be good at it, so you like might learn a little bit more like how they handle it. Like, oh, I never understood this like faction of the game, and now I understand it now.
Got you.
Yeah, I think that just kind of echo that statement. It's, to build a cohesive party, I think you do need people that kind of have interests that are, basically inclusive to other things that a party would need, especially putting your feet into like an adventuring group. If you're all good at combat, well, the first locked door you hit, I mean,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Shoot it.
You're
Shoot
gonna
it
grab
down.
a torch.
So I mean, yeah, it takes all types. But also under that, it also it's one of those where you have to be able to step back and say, hey, I don't enjoy this play style, so I'm going to follow and let the other person lead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Neat. Jay, do you have thoughts, or can I move on?
Yeah, no, you can move on. I mean, yeah, I have nothing else.
Sorry, you're making your thinky face. Yeah, so kind of like an extension of that question, as a DM, what can you do to just like make sure to accommodate a party like that, or a group of players like that, really more than a party, where people just want different things from a game? Like, obviously the first conversation you have with your players is expectations and what they want from the game. But if you end up with people that you all want to play with but want different things, what can you do to make like a campaign that they will all enjoy?
Communicate.
Yeah, communication is key. Like you said, the first thing you probably should do is make sure, like, hey, what are you like, this, I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but I'm saying, what are the things you like the most about the game, and let me know, so I can implement that in some way, and just have it so, like, even if you're doing like overall mystery thing, there could be something like some combat in there, there's some other things in there, there's like, oh, even though I like puzzles and like shit like that. But if it's like a whole like super combat thing, there could be like some like background stuff going on that's like, oh, there's something happening in the background while you guys are fighting. You might be more interested in like the stuff that's happening over here, and there might be some like puzzle-ish stuff like in the fight. Like,
Puzzle
oh, there's
fights.
like
Yeah.
words that are going across the thing that tells you what's the weakness of the boss, or like tells you the boss is changing something or something like that. So it's like there's different elements into just the combat. So not just like, all right, 20, all right, I hit, 14 damage. All right, Matt, Mark, your turn. All right, 16. Yeah, I hit 12 damage. All right, cool. Just have some another element to it.
Yeah, a thing that I'd like to also add, like what Serenity does, is allow the opportunity to kind of do anything. A lot of DMs kind of in an interaction have either maybe one or two options and then kind of railroad you. But I what I try to usually do, and I see what she does, is kind of have kind of a base function of what you want to do, and have the opportunity to have your party to go into a certain kind of puzzle or interaction with multiple states of mind. Like they could, go into uh, a conflict, right? That might seem that's full going to be combat, and just incorporate a little bit of what um, Caleel was talking about, like add a puzzle or something. Or you could see, like, you could have maybe your face try to talk to the fucking like leader, just be like, hey, we don't really want this fight, you don't really want this fight, a lot of people are going to die, maybe try to do that, or do the puzzle, or maybe try to cause a certain chain reaction maybe inside the room that causes a avalanche that
Right.
caves half of the room inside.
Mhm.
Allow the possibility for your characters to free think any situation. And I feel like that will allow all your party members to shine, and allow an opportunity for them to always kind of incorporate their 2 cents in a situation. So it's not just one person kind of leading it in one interaction and then another person in another interaction. Everyone has the opportunity to kind of go into different directions and then incorporate one another's strengths.
Right, and that
It's
kind of
very
like
in depth.
that kind of like lets you find your like each character's niche, because like I think Bosnian's probably more kitted for combat than all my characters I've played recently. But like I think like most of the fights I'm like either like running around healing people, or like I like
Zipping
run
around.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
like zipping
Yeah.
around. Like I've killed some things, I've attacked some things, but like I've like done like the wing just to like get people off of us, like fear. Like I've done like just like tactical like things that aren't like necessarily damaging, but like I'm just like oh, I'm just gonna like do something. I'm gonna try to heal someone, like some utility stuff, even though like fall team in all sense should just be fucking slashing things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with both and the way I made Dobby, like I mean, he's not amongst or mostly just for dealing damage and then also kind of like anchoring
Yeah.
a certain crowd control, but I can't do that crowd control. So I try to stay as mobile as possible to give advantage where I can. So it's more of like a combat support role when I can.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember even when I couldn't do like if there was a combat that was ranged, I had at least the crossbow trying to shoot shots, man. Always try to stay versatile in some way or another.
Hey, some good advice from our wonderful guests. So do you guys think Murder Hobo is a valid playstyle? I will defend it.
It depends.
Yes
If
and
that's what the group wants.
Yeah, if that's what the group wants and the DM's like, oh, really? Fuck it? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do this,
Well, I'd say yes and no because I've been in some situations where literally the only other option is literally either walk away or kill this motherfucker. So it's like I don't know, like literally it's like I'm in a room. I literally there's no like, oh yeah, you're in a room. Like he's just saying no. I'm like, and we're like, hey, like let's move. No checks or persuasion or obviously like it's not mind control persuasion, but like there's like no like intimidation, persuasion, like and like he's like no, fuck off. I'm like,
see,
I guess we're fucking killing this guy.
Exactly, DMs shouldn't encourage murder hoboing.
And then and then I think that led to the party thinking like, oh, I guess we're just killing everyone.
Murder everybody. Yeah.
So we just stop talking to people. We're just like, oh no, fucking you die. All right,
Yeah.
next
It's
guy.
like you're in my way, bam, done.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, yeah.
It can be valid. I think that's probably the most boring thing to do because I mean I like combat like everyone else,
Yeah, no, I endorsed murder hoboing, like because I ran a game where my characters were the bad guys, and so I was like, yo, dude, do whatever you want. You have an end goal that you need to do whatever you can to accomplish that end goal. So if you want to, kill people, if you want to put them in enforced indentured servitude, man, you want to conquer a city, do you, dude? I mean, most of the time I allow them to do it through, espionage and intrigue and whatever, but most of the time they just killed people, and I was like, okay, cool, dude, do you?
Yeah.
It could, the concept of the murder hobo could be, like a great starting place for an evil campaign.
Exactly.
Kind of lay that foundation. Although I think if you have an entire campaign centered around that concept, it gets pretty boring pretty quick.
Yeah.
And if it's not an evil campaign, being a good aligned character, just your default setting is I'm gonna kill someone. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, no, that makes no sense. And I've had paladins.
But I'm saying I've had games where we're good people, but like we just have killed.
Yeah, we're supposed to save the
universe.
universe.
More people than the bad guys. So
exactly. And the bad guys
like monsters or like manipulative or evil people, just like people that like they have their motives, but they're just in our way. So we're like, well, we gotta kill them.
At the end of it, you're like, wow, like the bad guy's like, hey, you want to join me? You can
like,
do
no,
what
you're evil. He's like, I built a school yesterday.
Yeah,
you fucking burned it down.
I created an empire. There was safety and the healthcare in my system.
But you're evil.
Good education system.
I gave them jobs. You just murdered a bunch of people to come here. Like, I'm really the bad guy.
I love that. Also, I think that's a symptom of people like being afraid to play neutral and evil characters. And I would really encourage people to play neutral and evil characters if that's what you want to do. Like you can have a fully functional evil character. It's super fun. You can do it. And if you want to be a murder hobo, that's probably the way that makes the most sense. Also, I will say, I think I kind of agree with what Tick said at the beginning. Murder hoboing can be fun, but your whole party has to want to do it. Otherwise, it won't be fun.
Yeah, no, because you can be an evil character in a group of morally bi-curious characters. you know, you just like people
Definitely
think,
morally
oh,
bi-curious.
you're an evil character. You're like Darth Vader, and I'm just like, no, there's multiple
You're just an
sections of
asshole.
evil. Okay,
You can
you
still
can be the
evil.
manipulative, lying type. You can be the like, hey, you should really follow me, because I'm gonna destroy these people over here, and then it would help you guys out. Wink, wink. There's multiple ways to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people think like, oh, I'm gonna be the evil character. I'm gonna be the odd man out. No, like as long as you aren't straight up backstabbing the party, then it shouldn't be an issue. I feel like that's that conflict that comes like, oh, I'm not gonna work with an evil player, and I'm like, sometimes you gotta work with the bad guy to help everybody else. Morals are very gray. There is no black or white, man. Come on.
And the river.
Exactly.
Good shit. Awesome. So have you guys ever like played in a party where your play styles just completely fail to mesh with other players?
Yes. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Tell
I
me
got
about
murdered.
it.
I got murdered.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
I didn't have that happen. But
Yeah, no, dude. I was I was trying my best to be this half orc paladin, and the like necromancer wizard that we had in our party, like we had a necromancer wizard, and then we had like this rogue, and they didn't like me because I didn't allow really the rogue to like. I'm like, hey, you should really steal from poor people. They need their money, and he's like, yo, fuck you, paladin. And he they combined forces together, him and the necromancer, and like killed me in my sleep, dude.
Damn.
Necromancer.
It was
Damn.
rough, man.
Did they bring you back as a zombie?
Yo, dude, I was like,
They were like, the paladin's like, all right, you're clearly evil for bringing up dead, but this guy's an asshole. Let's team up and kill this guy.
yes. And they just straight up killed me, dude. They didn't bring me back or anything, but like they just killed me, and the rest of the party was like, oh, okay, he's gone, whatever. And I was like, oh, dude, yeah.
Damn. Cold.
Yeah, I've had it. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, just to piggyback on what Jay was saying, is, he said the party's reaction was, oh, he's gone. I think, in some cases, the party does need to have that reaction to keep the game moving forward. And I think there kind of boils down to a part where, sometimes you end up making those quote unquote evil decisions of not mourning or, justifying the fact that the character is no longer with you just for the sake of moving a story forward.
Yeah, I've had some games where our playstyle just didn't mesh well enough. Like just, I feel like probably, and I think this is a good place here because everyone's like super into like what we're doing. We're like Jay is super in character, like. But everyone's like super into their character. They're super into like playing the game, and I like actually like playing the game. I just didn't feel like some other games. I was like, I didn't feel like people were like too interested in playing the game. I didn't know like if that's was just me or like but it's like it's kind of like rough when you tell someone something and they're like, oh yeah, cool. But like Jay, Dobby's like, all right, let's fucking kill them. We're gonna fucking stab them. We're gonna go fucking sneak over there, burn the house down, fucking.
That's a very good impression.
I'm like, all right, I'm not, my character's not for that. Hold on. But I like where you're at with that.
I like your attitude.
Okay. I like where you're coming from. Not where you're going.
Wait, am I that? I'm just like, wait, am I down for that? No, I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that.
You're almost down for it.
But the energy is there, it's sucking you in.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Man, awesome. Okay, that is all our time. Thank you guys. Have been great guests. Thank you everyone who's watching. Tune in next week for another episode of this, and tune in on Friday for another episode of Roll for Damage. Maybe the Demon Flower will show up again. Maybe they'll get high again. Maybe Ori will join the Thieves Guild. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be exciting, whatever it is. Thank you to Sunbird and Lady Meows for designing our logo and our theme song. Stick around for links and resources during the end credits. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Bye.
Peace.